everything like that. What is good, everybody? Welcome to a brand new edition of L Boogie and the Bell. I am the Bell here with you know who, L Boogie. L Boogie, how are we doing today?
Man, how about them Broncos? I know y'all watched that game yesterday morning, man. The Broncos got a hell of a win on the road. Shoot, that's got me feeling good all week.
Absolutely. What should be a 5-0 team, but let's keep it calm. Let's say a 4-1 team. You can't win them all. What should be a 4-1 team is looking like a really good 3-2 team right now. So I ain't got nothing to complain about. But before we get to the Broncos and that amazing game, and I even got some good things to say about the Eagles and some critiques as well. Let's get started with the season. With the week. NFL Week 5. It's our third season. We're already into Week 5. It's crazy how it goes. We're already into Week 6. It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to keep talking to the folks and continuing our show. So let's get right to it. Week 5, L Boogie. I didn't watch this one. I think I turned it on a couple of times, but I do want to kind of go over where the Rams and 49ers stand in their season. I heard a lot of controversy with this one. Everybody's like, it's rigged. How can a 49ers team that's this beat up win? Who's even out there playing? I like their roster, and I like one of the best all-purpose players to do it, Christian McCaffrey, which there's a funny post where he's like, it's like tight end Christian McCaffrey. It's like when they do where they're from and what college they went to, and they'll just do the different positions. So it's like tight end, receiver 2, running back. So, hey, I don't know. But how you feel about the game overall? The 49ers versus the Rams, 26-23, overtime victory for the Niners on the road.
That game was very interesting because you saw, one, I think we got to give credit to Kyle Shanahan. The Niners, as you said, they don't look good on paper right now. A lot of their stars are hurt. But because of Kyle Shanahan's offense, his ability to put any quarterback at this point into this system, we've seen Brock Purdy be successful. We even saw Jimmy G have his moments in the Niners. And now we're seeing Mac Jones. Mac Jones is over here throwing for 300 yards, dicing people up. So I think that system is great. That offense is great. The defense, they have a good coach, so they're being solid. And honestly, even though the 49ers played a really good game, I do think the Rams lost this one. I think they had 3 fumbles and a really bad decision by Sean McVay to go for it on 4th down in overtime. I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot here, but shout out to the Niners, man. Shout out. Hey, shout out Jake Tonjes, man. He's from the Bay Area getting to rep the Niners, so shout out to him. I like Dylan Gabriel's game. I think at moments it almost felt like he was trying to be safe. Like he was playing to not turn the ball over, which I get it given the history of the Cleveland Browns, and this is your one opportunity to start and maybe show your capabilities. But he was being a little too safe with the ball. There were some opportunities where he maybe could have taken a risk and didn't. Again, I think he had an okay game. I mean, first NFL start in the regular season, he had an okay game. I think he just could have taken more chances, and that might have made the difference in this game. He was pretty bad in Washington. He was pretty bad. Kirk Cousins? So you would say Carson Wentz is a starter, but not Kirk Cousins? Bro, you're crazy. You're crazy. I feel like Kirk Cousins could do exactly what Mac Jones is doing right now, where if he's in the right system, we literally saw it in Minnesota. When he was in the right system, he produced. He was a solid, I'm not going to say he was amazing, but he was a solid quarterback. There was a year or two where he was, a potential Pro Bowl quarterback. That was Kirk Cousins. The last time Carson Wentz did anything relevant, Carson Wentz did anything relevant was 2017? He was about to be an MVP and got hurt. Cool, great season. Since then, nothing. Kirk Cousins has had way more production throughout his career than Carson Wentz. That's all I'm saying. I think that's so disrespectful, but okay. No. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to say that Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz are on the same level. That's what I think is disrespectful. He 100%. He's only starting because J.J. McCarthy's hurt. Don't forget that. I think so. Because he's young and you invested a first round pick into him. They're going to throw him back out there to see if he's worth keeping around. The Minnesota Vikings are not going to pull a Jordan Love. Let's let this guy sit for 4 years and then we'll see. No, they're going to be like, hey, we drafted this dude. Let's see what he can do. Nah, I have a feeling that this Jets team is going to be good next year. Like, I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling they're going to be good next year. Honestly, he just wasn't healthy in Denver. He just was not healthy. And that slowed him down. Now it seems like he's healthy, he's strong. He's looking like rookie Javonte Williams. This is what we saw his rookie season. Now he's just older and healthier. Yeah, they play in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm happy for Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler has had a lot of ups and downs in his football career. It's just cool to see him have this opportunity to start, and it doesn't look like he's going to let go of this opportunity. But yeah, the Colts keep on trucking. Happy for them. And then, yeah, the story really here is the Raiders. And what do you do with Geno? I mean, Geno looks bad. Like, he just looks bad. Like, in spots, he's okay, but he doesn't string together consistent drives. He's not really making the reads that a veteran quarterback should be making. And even watching clips from his post-game interview, he blamed one of his interceptions on a young receiver. I guess they were running a curl and they were supposed to sit at 10 yards deep as opposed to 12 yards deep and whatever. And I get it, maybe not everything is his fault, but when you consistently he has 9 interceptions on the season. 9 of those interceptions are not somebody else's fault. You can't point fingers at all of that. He's just bad. He looks like he's regressed. I think it's a matter of time before the Raiders do something drastic. I don't think they make a crazy swing like a trade for Kirk Cousins. I don't think they do that. I think they'd sooner just throw the season away than take on that contract. But I could see just for the headlines, trade for Shador. Trade a 5th or a 6th round pick and get Shador just for the headlines, just for the positive buzz. What do you think? Yeah, they certainly need a figurehead for that franchise. I don't think Russell Wilson's gonna happen. I don't think Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson ended on the best of terms. So I honestly would see them trade for Jameis before I see them trade for Russell Wilson. I mean, but it's at this point, at some point, it's going to come to all right, we are just not going to be a competitive team this year. Like, it's going to reach that point. I'm not saying the Raiders aren't there. Are there yet? I mean, we've seen teams have really bad start. I mean, hell, the Bengals lost like 3 games in a row and then went to the Super Bowl, right, at the beginning of the season. So I'm not saying the Raiders will do that. We could see a late season resurgence, so it's not over yet. But if you have 3 more, garbage weeks, it's kind of time to pack it in. And at that point, it doesn't really matter who's starting at quarterback. That's why I say Shador just for the headlines. I think they have, what's his name? The guy that played at Cincinnati. It's Kenny Pickett? Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, that's funny. Nah, if they have Kenny Pickett, they may just ride with Kenny Pickett, like, honestly. Like, screw it. Yeah, the Panthers, I mean, good for them for staying on it and coming back late in the game. But yeah, the Dolphins have a problem, and honestly, I think when I think of who's going to be the first coach to get fired this season, I'm thinking it's going to be the Dolphins coach. Something about their culture and their energy just seems off. Cannot run the ball. They don't look like a physical team. They just don't look like a physical football team. They can't run the ball. On defense, they just give up points. I think the head coach is going to be gone in a couple weeks, and I don't know. Tua, Tua's doing okay. They might be okay with him, but the coach is finna be out of there. 2 game, yeah. I mean, of course, I love the win. I love to see the defense. I mean, we got 7 sacks in the game. That's big time. That's big numbers. But one thing I am realizing about our defense, and we've alluded to it, is how bad our linebacking core is. If we don't get a pass rush, our secondary is left out hanging and they don't have a linebacking core to help secure the middle of the field. That's going to hurt us later in the season. I think the Broncos right now, obviously playing great on defense. We really need Dre Greenlaw to come and get healthy as soon as humanly possible, which I think it still is a minimum 2 or 3 weeks away. But we're going to need him to actually come in and be an impact because our linebacking core is weak. And when we can't get a pass rush like we couldn't necessarily early in the game, Philly was getting whatever they wanted against us. So that's just one thing I take away from the defense. But overall, defense was good. Bo Nix honestly had a good game other than like one throw. He had a pretty solid game. We weren't able to run the ball successfully, but I mean, it is Philly, so you're not going to get everything you want. I guess the when you compare it against what we saw against the Bengals, granted, Bengals are a much worse team than the Philly, so you can't really compare the two. But when you see A+ performance, and then you come back and see like a C+, B- running game, it's like, oh, what happened? But it makes sense. Better team. But overall, I was happy with it. Love the fact that we came out with a win. And yeah, let's build on it. They'll bounce back. I mean, keep in perspective, the Eagles have had to grind out every single game this year. They've had to grind. They have not had an easy win all year. Every win has come with in one possession or a last second play. Like, I think that at some point they were going to lose a close game, and this just happened to be the one they lost. Still a good team, still Super Bowl contenders. I think they need to, honestly, I think all the drama that's been surrounding, with A.J. Brown and him not getting the ball, that made them want to pass more in this game. But honestly, I think they need to stick with Saquon. Saquon hasn't been going like we saw him last year. I think they need to get Saquon going because running the ball really is their identity. Very similar to like the Ravens, where they lean very heavily into the run game with Lamar and Derrick Henry. Get back to what makes you successful, and then you can take the top off. Then you can air it out. And they showed it in spurts against the Broncos, but I think they're getting a little away from who they are as a team. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll figure it out, but that's just what I took away. Well, they need to treat it like the Ravens, where your strength is the run game. You lean into the run game. Your run game gets successful. Okay, then what opens up? Shots down the field. That's what their bread and butter is. It is all bad in Baltimore. Like, honestly, there's nothing that looks good on the team right now. They can't run the ball with Derrick Henry. I don't know if it's Derrick is off. I don't know if it's O-line is off or a combination. They can't run the ball with Derrick Henry. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is injured, so that doesn't help anything. And you have a backup that doesn't play football like Lamar Jackson plays football. Like, Cooper Rush could be a backup quarterback to, like, honestly, with Dak Prescott, it was cool. It was fine with him being Dak's backup. He can't be Lamar Jackson's backup. You need an athletic player who can make quick decisions with the football. Cooper Rush is not that. That's part of why this looked so bad. And obviously the Ravens defense, which has been poor all season. Another 40 points given up against the Houston Texans. So yeah, in Baltimore, I don't know. I know some people were calling for the coach to get fired. I think that's a little extreme. But yeah, they just need to right the ship, try to get healthy, and maybe try to resurge. I was about to say Houston, they've had 2 big wins back to back, but hey, y'all got some challenges coming up. Seattle, that's not an easy win. 49ers, not an easy win. Broncos, not an easy win. And Jaguars again, who already beat you. So I think they're really going to get tested, and we're going to get a feel for if this Texans team is actually good. I didn't learn anything from beating up on a really bad Baltimore team. I think he did throw for a touchdown, yeah. I think week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. Nothing on the Titans. The Cardinals should be embarrassed of themselves. Like, they should be embarrassed. They had at home, you drop a touchdown before walking into the end zone. That's bonehead. And that touchdown play where they get a pick, fumble it, and let the other man. Y'all should be embarrassed. Y'all are a laughingstock. That's another head coach that's on the chopping block, in my opinion. Yeah, just sad. Honestly, I love both of these teams. I think these are 2 contending teams in the NFC, and I just love all of the prospective storylines. I love that, Buccaneers have a couple injuries, down your top 2 wide receivers. Doesn't matter. Baker balls out. Emeka Egbuka, who is, in my opinion, he's the offensive rookie of the year so far. But yeah, you see them balling out. And then for Sam Darnold, obviously resurging his career, 4 touchdowns, 340 yards. Like, Sam Darnold, we've never seen Sam Darnold playing like this. So I don't know. I just loved it for both teams. I think this is a team. This is the kind of game where even though you feel like you could have won, it's the fact that you lost doesn't mean it's not the end of the world. I think this is a good loss to take for the Seahawks. And yeah, I'm excited to see how both these teams continue to play throughout the season. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, that's offensive rookie of the year right there. They did it all in the fourth quarter when the Lions took their starters out. I don't think he doesn't have to. If they are not in winning contention, there's no point for Joe to come back. There's no point. Let him be healthy and start fresh next year. Because keep in mind, he's not going to come back until mid to late December. At that point, your season could already be done. Like it could just be done. Honestly, I think it was. I think the Commanders just played a very just physical game. Honestly, they were able to run the ball well. Jaden Daniels had a Jaden Daniels-esque game. The numbers don't jump off the screen, but seeing the decisions, seeing the plays that he's able to create, it seemed like Jaden Daniels was well recovered from his injury. And yeah, I feel bad for the Chargers, man. Talk about getting off to a hot start and now they're kind of flaming out. I think injuries on that O-line have really hurt them. Losing both of your starting tackles, and I think they even lost the starting guard. So 3 out of their 5 starters coming into the season out right now. Justin Herbert is getting hit left and right, and now they can't run the ball. All things that they did well week 1 against the Chiefs, they can't do those things anymore. So it's just not working. It's just not working. I hope they get healthy because I'd hate to see a good start turn into a sad ending. Man, this was an impressive team win for the Patriots. Their defense played a really, really good game against Buffalo, giving Josh Allen just a lot of problems. They got, I think, 2 fumbles and interception. Like they were playing pretty well. And then offensively, I think offensively they just played a relatively clean game outside of Ramondre Stevenson. I don't know how that man doesn't get benched at this point because he definitely has a fumbling problem. But Drake May, clean game. Didn't have crazy numbers. I mean, 270 yards, good, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. So he played a very clean game, kept his team alive. I think the defense is really what got them this win. Man, it was like shaky. Like he was trying to get into a groove of things, but I feel like that man, he used sheer hatred to get open. He was just fueled by hatred. I think this will be a grinder. I really do think so. I think the Chiefs, obviously on offense, they looked really good first half. Second half, at Jacksonville defense, which has been really beating teams up this season, at Jacksonville defense has stepped up so far in the second half. I think this will be a grind. I definitely see this being like a 31-28 ball game, maybe a 27-24 ball game. I still have the Chiefs winning, but the Jaguars are hanging in there. I mean, there's a lot of we'll talk about Penn State, but oh my goodness gracious, Arch Manning, brother, it's bad. It's bad in Texas. It's crazy when you put in the backup quarterback for a play or two and he looks better than your starter. That's already kind of shaky. But overall, I think Arch Manning is just above his skis, man. I know he was a 5-star recruit. I know he had a lot of expectation. There was a ton of hype about him being a Heisman favorite, a first-round draft pick. He doesn't look like a good college quarterback. Athletic, yes. Good arm, yes. But it's the decision making. Like watching his highlights, you watch him. He'll be running a play and he stares down one read and he just waits, throws the one read. There's no first read, second read, third read. No, it's first read. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Can I run? No, sack. That's Arch Manning, which I in college, in some places you can be successful doing that. Not in the SEC and not when you're trying to be a first round draft pick. Now, granted, maybe he just needs more time to develop. Again, this is his first year as a starter, so I'm not going to beat up on him too bad, but he needs time. He needs time. He needs to get it together. All the expectations that we came into the season with, man, it's looking real bad for him. Man. Penn State, how'd it happen? How? This team fired their head coach, lost their offensive coordinator, lost their defensive coordinator, and hadn't won a game. You just lost to one of the top 5 teams in the country in overtime, and you come to LA and just lay a fucking egg? Like, Penn State, what are we doing? I don't get which is madness. This team lost to New Mexico. Penn State, you were what, 7? And you go there and get your. None of it makes sense. I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at it. It wasn't a blowout game, but you gave up 42 points to UCLA, like 42 whole points. The crazy part is they were down 27-7 at half. They low-key almost had a comeback, but couldn't pull it out. Like, what are we doing? And I think a lot of disappointment I'm gonna put on the coach, because like, coach, what the hell? But also Drew Aller. Coming into the season, he was like a potential first-round quarterback too. And look what happened. I think actually now looking back at it, all of the potential first-round quarterbacks have been underwhelming. Arch Manning, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, all have been underwhelming. I think we need to start like holding back our expectations on these college quarterbacks. Since no, he was 2 years, so he's a junior now. Like he is a junior, so he has 2 years left after this season. He has 2 years. Two. Yeah. Hey, once again, we appreciate y'all tuning in to L Boogie and the Bell. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, let us know we're right, and let us know we're wrong. Make sure you look at the TikToks, give us a retweet, give us a repost, and we'll catch y'all same time next week. To the defense.